What is up, everybody that's on the TPP Podcast tonight? I'm your host, Die Hard, and I have a very, very special guest tonight. Some of you may know him. He goes by the gamer tag of HollywoodRon Corleone. His gamer tag is actually HollywoodRon, though. And so let's go ahead and say hi, Hollywood.
Yo, what's happening? What's going on, world?
That's right. And then, just on a brief little intro, I know, like you said, you're kind of doing a one or a triple threat right now, but just give them a little bit of a rundown of, how you got started with, the online play. I know we were talking a couple minutes ago, and we were pretty in depth on.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. I mean, with the online play, I say I got online with SVR 2009, and the first time I turned that game on, man, I got spammed so hard online. I was like, I'm never playing online again. But then after a couple of months, I started to felt like I was cheating myself out of half of the game that I paid for. And I'm like, no, I'm going to learn how to do this the right way. So I started in 2009 just playing a bunch of random player matches and always tried to come at it fair and competitive without any spam or hack moves, anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And then, ideally you got your start in 2009 when everybody was really competitive, with the online play. Like, it was just straight up competitive. I remember I didn't play too much of 2009 online because it was even more competitive from, when I started playing back on, like, the Stone Age of the PS2 when it first started having online play. I mean, '09 was very, very competitive, and they had that, you could spam the Fist of Fury thing, and they had that Choke of Doom.
Oh, yeah, when they just hold you up in the air and choke you for, like, 15 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on.
Exactly.
We supposed to be having a match. How you going to put me in a special move for more than the match? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so we're going to get right into this because, I mean, we got a little set of questions here, but I'm sure we're going to find more things to come up with. So, and I'm not one to ever hold back on my questions here. So, the leagues and feds thing, we all kind of know my opinion on them. I think that they're doing okay, but they could be a lot better if they had more interaction between league owners and fed owners. But what's your opinion on the current status of where leagues and feds are within each other? Like the best, or just what's the general?
See, I don't even have like a best out there. I don't have a list. It's just like we're all out there trying to do the same thing. Trying to have fun with this game with the group of people that we enjoy playing this game with. So just because we have more fun playing in this group of people than that group of people, that's our opinion. So we can't hate on them just because they go by a different 3 or 4, letter acronym, for a company or whatever. They're still doing the same thing we're doing. They're trying to make what they see on TV and just duplicate it in the video game. And just try to get recognition for it. So, like, anybody out there doing the same thing as me, I'm not really looking at you as a competitor. I'm looking at you as a peer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in this shit together. Like, who goes to YouTube except for, like, this weird group of us who came, faithfully every day, goes to YouTube and look for virtual wrestling. I look crazy as hell at work sometimes in my cubicle looking at computerized wrestling. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
Each their own. So, like, the status of the leagues or whatever, I just think everybody should just try to have fun and continue doing what they're doing and try to leave that competitive, we're better than you type of stuff out of it, because everybody started somewhere. You know what I mean? Everybody started at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they kind of let, I don't want to say their ego, because, like you said, it's virtual wrestling. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a game.
Exactly.
And if the game gets too overwhelming for you, they have a power button on all the consoles, and you push that button, and the problem goes away.
Exactly. But then people, they take it a step further nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, you turn off your Xbox and go, I'm going to go play on my phone. And then you got all these notifications going off for Twitter, and it's like, oh, cool, we get mentioned on Twitter. And then it's like, what in the hell is this? Like, I thought we was just playing a game. Why is this on my phone? Xbox is Xbox. It shouldn't be on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, so if you ain't sharing something that got something to do with this game, like you're not sharing another video or promoting what you're trying to do, then, all that bashing and going back and forth stuff, Yo, I gotta stop. I know I'm about to stop it. I'm probably the main culprit of it right now, just because I'm new at this. You know what I'm saying? So with running this league thing, so yeah, I'm just new at trying to handle it, and I'm just learning it as it comes to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I hear the feedback from the podcast coming in, but when people and I hate saying it like this, but they're kind of using you as like a scapegoat because, like you said, you're newer to the whole simulation type situation. You know, like you've been around, you've been playing the games online,
Hell yeah.
but getting into the simulation style of it and everything, and so they're kind of putting like that big red bullseye right on your back.
But listen to this. Before I even got online, while I play against the computer, I mean, it's just me saying it to somebody. They don't know me personally, so they don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. But I can say I'm telling you the truth. But while I'm sitting here playing against the computer, even before I even hopped online, I played simulation against the computer. I wasn't going in there as soon as the bell ring, run across the ring, clothesline, beat them, try to end the match. I'm trying to recreate what I see on TV with no matter what I'm doing. So like, just because I'm new to YouTube and new to a lot of these people that never seen HollywoodRon before, they're like, who the hell is this dude? You know what I mean? I'm like, but still though, I've been around for a while. Just because you ain't seen me don't mean that I ain't been here. Like, I've been watching Nick Virtue since his first video on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't like when people come to me like, oh, you're like a baby to this. Like, no, I'm not. I mean, I've been around, but this is my first time running some shit like this. Yeah, excuse my language. I don't know if it's PG. Excuse me for cursing, but
nah, you can say whatever you want. You know, you can say it however you want to say it. So, and then you know, I mean, it just kind of, I guess that kind of branches right into our next kind of question. I'm hearing some weird laugh. I don't know what that is. Is that your Xbox laughing?
Nah, I think I got mine turned down pretty good. Yeah, I'm off. Like, I ain't got my Xbox on, no background noise.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Hold on a second.
It's coming out of TV.
Yeah.
It was my headset.
He's hearing it from
Yeah. I could hear them. I could hear the viewers in the stream because I was in the party. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, so our second kind of topic, you know, given that you are new to the whole situation, and you've played some of these, like we were talking right before the podcast started, but you played a lot of these people before. You know, is there anybody in particular or a group of people that you would like to play again that you haven't recently got to play with? You know, within like the past, I don't know, 3 months, you know, or 1 month or so, you know, since things kind of started picking up for RCW, like.
Man, so many people out there, bro, and if anybody that know me or been in a party with me, they know I smoke a lot of herbs. So like, I can't even remember all the gamer tags of like great players that I want to play against, but everybody wants to play against Nick Virtue, of course. I mean, I had my matches with him, and I always thought they went good because the dude good at what he does. But I'm in there, you know, doing something different, thinking I'm doing what he's looking for. So like, I want to face him like later on down the line where I feel like, okay, let's go and try to do this again. So that's one person, like I say at the top of the list. At first it was you, but I got my rematch, you know what I mean? Like, look, I don't play like that no more. Let's do something different. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, really, because when I first started, the main two people that pulled me into whole creating my realistic call was Nick and Simi. And I don't even think Simi played a game, and that shows you how old I am talking about Simi. That's talking about 2008, 2009, somewhere in there, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, that's a long ass time ago. So like him, that I want to play I Blaze again. I always play. I try to play the one Enigma every chance he has, you know, every chance I get. Just like, I mean, anybody from NGC. Anybody from PWR, anybody that plays sim style, I want to play you. That's it. I'm not trying to win. I just want to put on a good match, and however it goes, goes. You know what I mean? That's all it is. If you play sim, hit me up. Gamer tag HollywoodRon. Easy as that.
Yeah, he's got a pretty easy gamer tag, guys. No space, just HollywoodRon.
Yeah.
And then you know, I mean, I guess for me, like you said, everybody says Nick Virtue because it's so easy to have
a good match with him.
Yeah, you know, because he's one of those really universal, sim players, he can adapt to almost any situation that he's put into, and that's a very a nice skill set for somebody to have, especially if you're going into like a simulation match with them.
Exactly.
But for me, I would say right underneath, and only because I never got to have a match with the guy, but it'd be Verdi. Verdi, if you're listening, Die Hard ain't never fought you. And I'm just saying, I would like just one.
If I have, it was probably in a multi-man match. You know, when I first started up RCW, you know what I'm saying? I used to talk with them hard in the EWE chat room. You know what I mean? I was in there every day. You know, just talking to them. You know, just trying to get the basis of, you know, like where should I post my videos? Even V is Me helped me start RCW by sharing my video on the SmackDown Hotel. You know what I mean? So thanks for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just wish everybody was kind of like that. You know what I mean? Some people let an ego behind a video game mess shit up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's just a video game. Like, you can't do that for real, bro. Like, your wrestler is 200 pounds lean. You're 200 pounds and 5'7". You're fat, bro. You can't do that shit. So don't even come at me like you can do something to me. You know what I mean? And people, it really starts to like blend together in some people's minds, but you just gotta know how to fucking deal with it. And I think I'm learning how to deal with it.
Well, and see, that's one of those things. I mean, it kind of happens. Sometimes people get really involved with their gimmick of their character. I mean, and sometimes it makes that transition to, you know, like and you know this, you know this for a fact. But on my show, you know, I'm portrayed as this, you know, this tyrant, you know, this tyrant evil guy. But I mean, you talk to me in the parties, you know, I'm not like that.
Not at all. Not at all.
And that's the thing. Like, anybody who knows me, they could say that. And usually, it's hard for some people to be able to tell the difference. Like, where does their cause start and where does their real life begin? You know, sometimes I think that it starts to bleed together. And I was
almost. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But
no, it's all right.
I don't want to lose this thought while it's on my mind. But I was almost to that point where it was starting to blend together. When I'm, you know, talking in forums in character. Like, come on, bro. They don't know I'm talking in character. They probably think I'm a real dick. You know what I mean? Like, this fool's an asshole. So, like, of course I didn't think about that at the moment. But, like, if you go back maybe 2 days later and be like, let me see the comments. Or it was like, oh, yeah, I did kind of sound like a dick there. But I'm not going to say that. You know?
Exactly. You don't want to admit you were wrong.
Exactly.
You know, that you were, you know, not in the correct state of mind, and it's sometimes, and that's why, like I was saying earlier, you know, they got that power button on these consoles. You just hit that, and sometimes though, for people, it's hard to separate, you know, the differences. And
yeah,
at some point in time, though, anybody who becomes anybody, they will deal with some type of situation like that, unless they have an amazing ability to completely separate it. Because even the best of the best at one point in time probably confused themselves when they were in character, and they were like, man, I'm not really in character right now, but I feel like I am.
Exactly.
And I mean, I said before, I filled out a job application. I put Die Hard for my first name. So
playing. Stop playing. No, I don't think it ever went that far, but I think what kind of happened was, like, okay, let me kind of give you like a quick backstory of Hollywood. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as I can. Like,
take your time.
Hollywood, just like, I used to be into music hella hard. Like, I used to be like a underground rapper in North Carolina. Like, this is what I used to do as my hobby. Instead of playing video games, I was rapping and trying to live that life of what I was rapping about. So I wasn't always sitting in the house playing video games. I was out running the streets, selling drugs, doing stupid shit. But then I got older, got kids, need to be in the house, so I gravitated to wrestling. So I take my rapper gimmick and incorporate it into my wrestling gimmick. HollywoodRon. That's my rap name. HollywoodRon Coleon. Still got a MySpace page and everything. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's how my character started. Like, it's just, I needed to make a transition in real life from doing something for entertainment to this. And so that's just where the gimmick came from. And so, like, I mean, yeah, so sometimes I'll be in character when I'm out there talking shit, because that's how I am. I feel like sometimes I can't talk shit and back it up. But if the person don't know me and I'm trying to introduce myself, I might not want to put that foot forward. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's the thing. And some people have a problem with being able to, like we were saying, they can't really separate it, and you got to be able to separate it. I mean, like we do a lot of, like when I sit in the parties now with Ron and the RCW guys, I say a lot of crazy shit, but it's always on the up and up, and it's always honesty, you know. And you see it sometimes from people, but they aren't honest with each other. Like they'll be honest to that person, you know, that they're saying it about, or until that person leaves the party, but then all of a sudden, then the claws will come out and they'll start, you know, saying all kinds of crap shit about them. Even if they say they're just promoing or they're being in character, sometimes that stuff goes a little bit beyond just being in character, and it kind of leads right into the little next question about, you know, people that have issues with you and, you know, vice versa. So,
like,
I mean,
it's like if anybody been in a party with me or you've been on my friends list, I mean, it's people on my friends list that have been there since I subscribed to Xbox Live 3 or 4 years ago. You know, so like if you know me personally, I can't even say personally, but if you know somebody, if you talk to somebody enough on this Xbox thing, it's like a phone almost, you know what I mean? You talking to these people, you spending hours with these people in your ear, you talking, you know each other's personality. So like if you don't know me like that, how can you form any type of negative opinion about me if I know for a fact the first time you've been around me, I wasn't being no jerk. You met me in my natural environment. What have I done to anybody to make anybody go, oh, fuck that dude, I hate him? Why? What the fuck I do to you?
Well, exactly, and that's the thing, and the worst part is, and I know I know you can agree with me on this, and me and just a little bit of history for those of you that don't know. I'm 25, so Dyard's 25, and Ron, you're how old?
29.
29. All right, so we've been playing the wrestling video games for a really long time, before the online stuff was even a thought. Like we were just talking about this earlier too, you know, going to the arcades and shit.
Yeah, bro, it was a dream when online we was talking about playing a friend who stayed in Virginia or something, because I used to stay in North Carolina. I was like, man, I wish you had this game right now and we could play and look at each other on the same screen and play against each other. This is like 93, 92, you know what I mean? And like I'm already 10 years old. I'm 10 years old, so it's like, come on now. And these kids nowadays is 3 years older than I was back then, trying to talk to somebody who lived twice their life and played this game.
Exactly. And then, you know, and the really messed up part about the whole online community is, and I don't want to, and this is for any community in any game, but there's always going to be, it's kind of like being back in high school or middle school. You know, you got a certain group of people that are they try to be cool with everybody, but they're not really cool with anybody. Then you got the group of people that they're cool with the cool kids, but the bad guys, they don't like them. You know, they're like the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so right now the sim players are kind of like, I don't want to say the jocks. I really don't want to say that, but that's kind of like the route that they're taking. They're kind of like the most popular kids in school, and so what, you know, their opinion, when they try to base an opinion on somebody, all of a sudden, when one person does it, all of a sudden a whole bunch of rumors start.
Yeah. And
you get like a totally misguided idea of what that person's all about. And I know you like you recently had a situation like this, you know, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But that was with, you know, Rebel, and it wasn't even with him directly. It was an indirect type situation.
It was like a four-way, bro. It was like it was a championship scramble of shit talking. Like, who said what? Who started what? Like, who? Like, I don't get it. So, like, since you brought it up, I'm gonna speak on it real quick. Like,
all right.
I ain't never said nothing negative about Rebel, either one of them, because honestly, I smoke too much weed and I get the fucking gamer tags mixed up anyway. So I can't even talk shit about one of them because I'm probably, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know the difference of who I'm talking about. So that's one reason why I know I haven't said nothing negative about the dude. And another is it's a video game. And like, if I said anything was he kicked my ass, but I'm a sim player now and he's still competitive, and I probably said try hard, because I'm a sim player now, you know what I mean? That's how I work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For competitive, they try hards. You know what I mean? So that's what I said. Like, he beat me in a try hard match, and I quit the match. I'm saying it right here on your show. It's probably gonna be on YouTube forever. He whipping my ass so hard in this try hard match. I was like, you know what? I quit the match. I sent the dude a message. Was like, you know what? You can have this. I can't do this shit no more. I can't do it no more. You won. Done. That was the message I sent him in a text. So I actually took time and wrote it out. I didn't say it in voice or nothing. So,
well, exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, and then when you get people that have these I call them unformulated opinions. That's what I call them, because I'm not going to try to name drop anybody specific, but there have been people that have formed an opinion on people I know, like myself, or people I'm associated with. They've formed an opinion on them when they've never met them, never talked to them, never even seen them besides in a YouTube video. And I like I said, it just comes back to that kind of high school mentality of, you know, you got to try to be the cool kid, so you got to try to start, you know, the crap with the bigger dog. But one thing, and we were talking about this earlier, and Ron said this the best way on Twitter, but we are 80s babies. You know, if you have an issue with somebody, like, anybody can be a real big thug or a big bully behind a keyboard, you know, but...
And an avatar.
Yeah. Anybody can be real big and bad.
You know what I mean? Like, Hollywood is this big-ass dude, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel like I can talk shit behind this picture, just like the little-ass kid. I mean, they teach it to you in, like, psychology classes and shit about people having this little giant inside of them when they, like, you know, maybe smaller, or when they feel intimidated, they picture themselves as this bigger character. And everybody takes this whole internet thing as, like, TV, your way to broadcast yourself. So you want to put yourself out there as this cool or this rebel person, you know, not rebel like against, you know what I'm saying, but as somebody against the cause, you know what I mean? So you're just trying to put out your own image on the internet to get followers or people to like you or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I took the Twitter as a whole advertisement thing. That's the only reason why I was on Twitter, is just to share our videos on YouTube. Like, I know if I posted something on YouTube, it'll directly go to Twitter.
Well, exactly, you know, and that's pretty much what I use YouTube for. I mean, yeah, I have other Twitters I use, you know, for in-character stuff, like as Christopher Billings and stuff, but when somebody starts posting on the internet, like you said, they don't want to have that little man complex. They want to be the big dog. They want to overcompensate for whatever their shortcomings may be in life. I'm not saying that anybody has any shortcomings in life, but
listen, you know, on some real shit, when you got somebody on Twitter talking hella shit to you in 140 characters, but when you in a party with them, you can't even understand what the cat is saying because he's stuttering and shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you talking hella shit, but you got a speech impairment. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up, bro. If you didn't even have these fucking keys in front of you, how could you sit there and try to talk tough? You know what I mean? Like, you have something right there that's like a handicap, that's a target, that somebody like me, that back in my old days, like, I'll pick that out and make fun of you because of that. You know what I mean? That's going to hurt you, just like you want to talk about other personal shit outside of a video game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
and then just for everybody that's wondering, I didn't mean to cut you out there, Ron, but what you guys are seeing is a 60-minute Iron Man match with my slider slid to my likings, and it's on Legend and all that good stuff, and it's Triple H versus The Rock. And I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. It's on the Xbox, where me and Ron are not actually playing this match. It's the computer just going at it. And, you know, so I just wanted to put that out there so you guys knew what you were seeing on your screen, because I know you guys are like, what the hell am I seeing? But yeah, so that's what you're seeing. And then, you know, so I guess we've kind of beat the whole people having issues with people, you know, basically the people that will say it behind your back and not to you, those are the people that you don't want to associate with. You know, I mean, those are people that really aren't worth the trouble. You know, and that's not just for league owners. That's just in general. Yeah. If I had a best friend that I knew for almost my entire life, and then I find out he was talking, you know, mad smack behind my back, I would not be his friend anymore. I mean, yeah, we would probably really fight in real life too, though.
Exactly. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. That's how men handle shit. Either you talk it out, or you gonna, you know,
you talk it out or you brawl it out. Exactly. It's one way or the other.
Exactly. And that's how people. I don't want to say like, oh, 80s babies. That's how we do it. But I mean, when you older and you go through life, like, come on, kid, you're only like a teenager. I got kids that's 4 years away from being your age right now. So like, oh man, it's crazy, yo.
It is. It's very crazy, because when you know, when I was growing up, you couldn't pay me enough to get me to stay inside and play a game,
Hell,
long enough.
hell no, we be outside wrestling in the backyard, like
Yep.
not playing on the game. My little brother, I never forget. I let my brother put me in the Scorpion Deathlock. You know what I mean? Just to see how it felt. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. I got it. And I tapped out. You know, I quit. You know what I mean? That's how we used to play. But nowadays, I mean, I'm old, bro. I can't be out there wrestling in the backyard no more. I mean, every now and then I might body slam a kid on the bed, but
Yeah, on a bed. Yeah, on a bed. I was just gonna say that, but like, yeah, we don't do that whole, sharpshooters and stuff anymore. It's all about just doing it on the bed. Fake power bomb,
yep,
fake attitude adjustment.
exactly, bro. World Star gets slammed real quick. Whoa, but that's what I do. Go to sleep. You know.
Exactly. And then, so this doesn't really tie into what we were just talking about, but the viewer and subscriber base on YouTube. Because you were just saying this earlier, but those that watch wrestling, it's a very niche market. It's a very dedicated crowd of people. They watch wrestling, and that's what they watch. I mean, occasionally they might watch some other stuff, but it's more than likely just wrestling.
Excellent. You might be like, yeah, I watch UFC, but come on, bro. You watch Monday Night Raw every Monday, and you a secret. I know people like that who won't admit that they watch Monday Night Raw, but as soon as Monday Night Raw come on, they texted me and you know what I'm saying, and tweeting a secret about Monday Night Raw, and it's like, come on, man, that's crazy. How can you be ashamed of that? Like, I brought my baby home to a Monday Night Raw from the hospital. She was born on Saturday. We came home Monday. Raw was on. You know what I mean? We watched it. You know what I mean? And like, I don't think she missed probably 4 episodes because I'm a wrestling fan. I go on the internet. I watch ROH. I be looking at Dragon Gate stuff. A bunch of these indie leagues out here in California, they be putting on free shows in San Francisco, like the Luchadors. So I go peep them. It's like $10 tickets, or sometimes it's free. You know what I'm saying? Hella beer.
Well, exactly, and that's the thing. Like, when somebody says that they aren't, like, they say that they're a wrestling fan, but they don't like the current product. I mean, yeah, sure. Me and Ron, we grew up in a golden age where wrestling was the coolest stuff. We had Bret Hart, and I got to see the Montreal Screwjob on pay-per-view.
We saw the progression of wrestling. Like, I started watching wrestling with my grandparents. So, like, I started watching wrestling when Dusty Rhodes and Barry Windham and Tully Blanchard, Mike Rotunda, all these old-ass dudes was wrestling. And then I started to see the characters come in, and Ricky Steamboat start coming out with the flames and the dragon. I saw that happening live. I didn't see it on a DVD. You know what I mean? I saw that as a little kid. So, like, you got people like that that's just dedicated to wrestling, and then they go to YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and they go to a different step, and now they're looking at video game wrestling because they play they play the game themselves. So now they're fans of that genre too, and that goes into what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, exactly, and that's that's a really good entry point for leagues too, because when you find the wrestling fans, because if you buy the wrestling games, you know that the system is broken. You know that there's a lot of glitches in these games. We all know this. There's no way around it. We all know there's glitches. We have them happen in matches all the time. And so when leagues do their thing, when they start putting out the full shows or one match at a time or however they do it, it gives an outlet for those wrestling fans that maybe they aren't being completely fulfilled with just watching real life wrestling. Like you said, they want to see virtual wrestling. They want to see what one guy from the UK is going to do to a guy from the United States in an emulated environment.
Or it can go as deep as them always growing up. It's like, man, I want to be a wrestler when I grow up. I want to be a wrestler when I grow up. And just things never turned out for them to go and be a wrestler. In this game, it's the closest thing they're going to be to being a wrestler on WWE and any of that shit. You know what I mean? So that's their outlet. You know what I mean? It's exactly like you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, because unless they are, I do know one person, Aaron Matthews. He's training to be an actual professional wrestler. And from what I saw on his Twitter, he posts up a picture. His chest was all beat red from the chops, and his back was pretty bruised up and stuff from bouncing off the ropes. I mean, in a wrestling game, this is the second or the closest way you're going to get to being a professional wrestler. I mean, you can be really good at simulation style, and there's a possibility that it may help you in the future, maybe down the road, to become a professional wrestler. I mean, not taking the bumps, but maybe starting to have a little bit of, in-ring psychology for, what you should do at certain times, not to, ruin your stamina and things like that. I mean, it could go so many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the YouTube part of stuff is a really good thing for lads and for everybody, really. It's a really good way.
Get it out there. How else can you share this wrestling match that you had with your friend that you pretended like you had fans that you're trying to impress? The whole time you're playing that match, you're like, oh, we got to sell. Sell to who? You and yourself? Like, ain't nobody watching this but you and the person you're playing. So, like, that's your way of getting out what you and your friend are doing so the people can see it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's do the spot. It'll be sick. But
exactly,
voices in your head. That's why you go to YouTube.
And then, so, given that we were just talking about YouTube and, what do you think is the future of, leagues and feds, both online, offline leagues? I mean, like URWL, it's a very successful offline league, and Gold Dash does an amazing job doing the URWL stuff. But, like RCW and so many other online leagues. I mean, what do you think the future is? What do you think is going to happen 3, 4, maybe 5 years from now? Do you see leagues still being around?
Yeah, I still see a lot of us still being around because you got a lot of people like me at RCW that this game is now like my hobby. Making RCW and making this virtual wrestling, you know what I'm saying, the company and running this thing is the hobby. It's fun for me. So as long as I'm interested in it, and that goes for anybody else, as long as they're interested in running it, it's going to keep going on. And as long as we keep getting better at it, we're going to create fans who's going to start watching it, and then they're going to do it. And then it's going to just keep blowing up. So it's going to be like 100 different companies out there, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's going to have beef with each other. It's like, no, we're all peers, bro. We're all in this thing together. It's just like, it shouldn't be like, oh, we're better than them or...
Well, exactly, and I try to say that a lot. I'm always trying to say,
for views and likes and shit, because that shit can be fake. Just people hacking YouTube every day and change numbers. So, I mean, you can't go up there and be like, oh, we got more views, we got more subs, we got this, we got that. I mean, that could be fake. Who knows, So...
Well, exactly, and like you said, I mean, we are peers. Ultimately, we are all peers. We all enjoy wrestling. That's why we play the game. Especially, that's why we play it online. It's not just that competitive side. It's because we enjoy the online atmosphere for the most part. I mean, yeah, there's some people on there that try to go out of their way to ruin it for you. Like those clans that sit there with, as soon as the match starts, they just keep doing, like, the running push to you or whatever, and then do, like, the instant pin.
I never understood that. Especially in a player match. If it's not ranked match, then why are you even starting off a match like that with the glitch move? And a lot of times, bro, like being a black guy on Xbox Live, it's a lot of closet racists out there.
Oh yeah.
Closet racists, bro. If you're a white guy, you play with a black card and you beat somebody ass too good, they're gonna send you a message like, you fucking N-word, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
The first thing they go to. So, I mean, bro, it's crazy, man.
It is, too. And like you said, we're all peers, ultimately. And all these league owners, I mean, and I've said this before, too, but in a perfect world, we would all work together. And it wouldn't even have to be just one big, great show. It'd just be just the fact that if something happens to one place, there's, a group of people that are willing to help out with, those people that might potentially lose their spot on YouTube and stuff. And I frequent the 2K forums for the WWE games like every day. Every day I go on there and I see like 3 or 4 different leagues getting posted on, whether it's PS3 or Xbox 360, and there's still people doing league stuff on like PS2. They do it all offline.
Yeah.
But it's just things like that. I mean, there's so much that when collaborative minds start working together, there's so much that can be achieved and so much can be done to make things so much better. But instead, everybody's got these personal vendettas with one another, and they have like this. I don't want to say fuel for hatred, but they kind of have like you were saying, like a closet racist type situation. They kind of have like a closet hatred for these other leagues. I mean, it's not competition. I don't physically compete with any other league when I do the TPP show. I mean, at least I don't think I do. I don't look at myself as a competitor. I don't look at other leagues as competitors. I look at them as possible allies, or people that I could hopefully game with in the future. As long as they play the same kind of style I do. I mean, there's all kinds of leagues out there. There's competitive leagues. There's sim leagues. There's sim competitive leagues. There's so many variations and differences. So many different ways that they do it. But I really think that one of the most important aspects of it is showing unity to one another, and then with unity, it gives you, like I was saying, it gives you the ability to really work hand in hand, like with me and Ron, we hadn't talked prior to the How to Be a Good League Owner. We hadn't talked prior to that for I don't know what, like at least a year.
Yeah, probably longer than that. And if it was probably like you posted something in the SVR forums, I responded, and it just kept going. You know what I mean? But it wasn't even about playing each other. It was just about this topic of the forum. But yeah, about 3 years, bro. We ain't really talked. It was probably longer than a year. It was like 2.
Well, exactly, and that's the thing, and that's why. And now me and Ron we're actually pretty tight now, and that's good. That's good because we didn't talk to each other. I mean, I uploaded that first video. He said some mean things in the comments, but then I posted up that topic on the old THQ forum. I wish that they still had that topic because Ron started showing that he's a decent human being. I mean, yeah, in the comments that he originally posted on the YouTube video, yeah, you'd think that he was like some animal.
Bro, I was talking shit, man.
But now, and now I talk to Ron almost daily. If we don't talk, it's probably because either he didn't get on or else I wasn't on. And that's the thing, and that's why I say that we need to have unity within leagues and feds, no matter where they came from or who they're associated with. I mean,
yeah, because it makes no sense. Like, okay, if you're running this eFed, right, and you're supposed to be open to sim players and all of this, it should not matter on where you were before if you get into or in the next league that you're trying out for, because ultimately what you're hearing about why you're not in the league that you're in anymore could be a totally different story than what than what the person's telling you.
Exactly.
And not even that, it's like, oh, like say if somebody out there see my Twitter feed and it's like, oh, RCW, they some jerks, Hollywood be talking shit to people on Twitter every day, you know what I'm saying, cussing people out. RCW ain't cool. And then so when somebody leaves RCW for whatever reason, it's like, all right, I already did whatever I wanted to do here. I want to try other leagues, cool. I ain't got no problem with that. So when you go off, like, it shouldn't, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you was in RCW? Nah, you can't come over here. Like, that's whack, man. That's like.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of like, and okay, so I am going to do one name drop here, but that kind of is in relation to the AC Arthurs thing, because when I had AC Arthurs in the power plant back on 2011, or it was at the end of the year of 2011, so it was right when we transitioned into 2012.
Mm-hmm.
But the power plant had went on hiatus, and Arthurs wanted something to do. Now I don't know like what the full extent of with the conversation with TXW was, but Arthurs blew up in TXW. He got huge. He became like the biggest guy in CAW. One of the most popular, flamboyant people in CAW. To this day, he's like one of the most popular. He's got an amazing amount of followers on Twitter, and they all follow him for his wrestling stuff, and he's a really cool kid. He's a cool guy, and I'm really pleased that I got to work with him. That I got to pop his cherry, I guess, for leagues. I'm really blessed for that. We got to have him for a little bit, and it was fun. We gave him really good storylines, and
popped a lot of people cherry, bro. You was a hoe at popping cherries in this wrestling league.
I was a pimp. I
was pimping it. You was getting them out there. I mean, because after I played you, and I was playing Nick Virtue, and I was playing V as me, and I'm like, damn, I want to play. Like, I know it's a whole group of these guys out there. Like, why I gotta keep playing all these spammers and noobs and shit every match? I want to come here hacking shit up. This is not fun. I want to play with people like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from, man.
But yeah, I mean, so it's just the thing is, it comes down to unity, and like we were talking about earlier, The kind of high school mentality is what some league owners have, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to say his name because I'm trying. Well, fuck, I don't care. Shannon Silvera. He had this twisted opinion on me, and he knew nothing about me. He never talked to me. I had that match with Soulless, and I beat him, and then all of a sudden I got blacklisted, I guess, from TXW. Like, if you were in TXW, you couldn't have Dyer on your friends list. I was like, why?
Damn, like, what the hell?
I won a match, and so you can't be friends with me if I beat, I don't even know what Solis's role was in TXW. That's the thing. I didn't watch TXW. I watched bits and pieces of NGC, but then I just kind of got bored and tired, so then I just would go back on Skype and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
No offense to the guys in the match, but some of the commentary just kind of drew me out.
Yeah, and see, that's why I'm kind of scared to bring commentary to RCW, because commentary can either make you or break you. You know what I mean? You come up there talking boring, you come up there cursing too much, using too much slang. Like, that's why they have Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler as the commentators for Raw for so many years, because that's what you're used to. That you can listen to these people talk for years, for hours. You can't listen to everybody talk for hours. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
Everybody has that same charisma. So, like, you don't want to be like, oh, yeah, just because you can talk a lot in the party, that don't mean you make a lot of sense. So, no, I'm not about to put you on my commentary. And people are like, RCW sucks. That commentary is fucking stupid. You know what I mean? It's like they ain't even talking about the matches. They can't get past how dumb the commentary is. So, I'm better off at keeping the commentary to in-game. I try to keep it as close to creating what we see on TV with what we have in the game, because I'm so new at it. I don't have time to go and learn Photoshop and Vegas and add all those bells and whistles to the RCW show. But if there's anybody out there that want to do that, we looking for you at RCW. You know what I mean? But
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, so many leagues are always looking for those graphically inclined people. I mean, the image that I have for the backdrop, that wasn't that hard for me to make. I mean, I've got a green arena, so I was able to green screen us out. But, I mean, that's just literally, I just copy and pasted each layer on and just put them, where I wanted them. I mean, when it comes to editing, I'm very minimalistic at it. I don't do a lot of editing and fancy, video stuff. I'm very boom, 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 boom. Very in line, in order.
Yeah.
And it's one of those downsides for the power plant, but I think with what we do match-wise, I think that outshines, the basic editing and, like the basic cuts. I think the matches speak better than what the cuts do, so.
Oh, yeah, like, I mean, the cut scenes, that's where I try to take up for the lack of voiceovers in RCW by adding rap music to the soundtrack. It ain't even got to be rap music. It can be rock or whatever fits the soundtrack of the cut scene. That's something that I want to start doing. You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool. And like, I probably shouldn't even say that on the podcast. I don't know how many people listen, and I just share like something that just popped up off the top of my head. To save that for myself. But I mean, instead of the commentary and voiceovers, sometimes people just don't want to listen to you. They'd rather just hear something else, So, or unless you're good at like controlling voices and making voiceovers make people sound different, and it's one person doing it. But when you got a whole group of people that's not as dedicated as to that one person that's putting it all together, it's a whole lot of work for something that's supposed to be fun and entertaining.
Yeah, and for me, luckily, I think I'm pretty good with the audio stuff. I mean, I write, I write a lot of music personally myself, and then for anybody who knows, I mean, most people should know this, but I voice a lot of the voices in the power plant. I do Die Hard Billings, Jerry Graham, Extreme.
I didn't even know.
I do so many different voices, and
that's tight. You know what I mean? That's cool as hell. I wish I can do that, but no matter what type of pitch I put on my voice, I'm gonna sound like me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, the thing is, like, if somebody wants to say that I'm horrible at editing videos, I will admit I am very basic when it comes to video editing. But when it comes to audio editing, I think I've got the leg up on most people.
Yeah,
because
because you made a drunk rap track, and that shit, the level's good. I can hear you rap just as clear as I heard the beat. You know what I mean? So like,
Well, like that's the thing, and I think when it comes to the audio stuff, I think I've got the leg up on most leagues because, like I said, I mean I'm a musician, so the audio levels are always what are really important to me. I mean, yeah, the video is important too, but for me, audio levels, that's, you got to have that good mixture if you're going to do the voiceover commentary. And I know I've had various mics that I've used, throughout doing the commentary stuff, and I actually got a really good mix going recently on the show, and I'm really happy about that. But like, it's just, if somebody was like, hey, I want you to do an audio promo package for me, and then I'll make the video, I'll be like, all right, I will make the audio for you, and it will be the best audio that I could possibly give them. And it's going to be nice. The video editing would be horrible, but the audio would be amazing. And that's how it turned out with the Jerry Graham Die Hard promo for Urban Warfare. The video was all right. I mean, it wasn't like really that good, but it was all right. But the audio was amazing, like the way that the voice echoed at certain spots, and then when it didn't echo, and then the fade out on the echo, and the slow down. It really worked, and just the way that it all flowed, the audio track.
Mm-hmm. Like, man, all that stuff is like props to you, bro. Like, cause I just wish I had like the extra time. I wish I had like 10 more hours in the day where I wasn't tired. But so I can add that type of stuff to our show too, man. Like, I mean, it's really, really basic right now, you know what I mean? But the wrestling is good. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's entertaining to look at, and if you can work with us, you know what I'm saying? It's good to watch. I like when people do take the time to comment, people that I don't know personally that watched our show and be like, yo, it's a really good show. It's like, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, to everybody in RCW, you know what I mean? Because
exactly, it makes everybody feel good. When you get one compliment, that one compliment takes over the 10 negative things that people have said. It's that one compliment takes precedent over everything. It just makes people feel better.
Yep, sure does.
And then, so now we're getting into like our last 15-ish minutes, or somewhere in there, about 17 minutes. So now the final subject: is there anybody that you would like to call out? Anybody you would like to put a challenge out to? Competitive, non-competitive?
See, I don't play competitive no more, and like people be saying about me, like, oh, he suck at competitive. I probably do suck right now at competitive because I ain't played it in so long. So I don't want to have no competitive match with nobody. Only thing I'm trying to do is like learn the craft of virtual wrestling. So anybody out there that feel like, oh, you're a ring general, you're one of the best. Well, I feel like I'm one of the best too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still learning, you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm hella good at this game, and anybody out there is doing the same thing I'm doing, I want to have a match with you. So off the top of the head, man, the only people I really mess with, man, it's just like the only people I got a history with is like people like iBlaze and Virtue and Doom and all of them. So I kind of got like a play history with them. So like any one of those guys, like the last time y'all played me, yeah, I probably was like hard headed and was like, no, I know better. Fuck what you talking about. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Shit is different now. So like, y'all still on the friends list, so shit, hit me up with a fucking invite. I'm always down to do a match for some real shit, you know what I mean? And like people at RCW, like I can never get enough of playing with those dudes. Everybody over there, like Legend, Creative Catalyst, Assassin, Stu, like Knox, Darth, all of us over there go hard. Like, man, we got new people coming in, they pick up right away, like Terminator, like all these people in RCW that just go so hard. And like Cody, how can I forget about Cody? Like, I don't even want to start naming names because I start forgetting so many people. Because, I mean, somebody said, like, what roster? I'm like, bro, like, we got like 50 people in RCW. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember everybody. Like, we got a little roster, you know what I mean? So, like, everybody over there that say RCW on there in their motto, if you want a good sim match, hit them up. You know what I mean? Most of us got Twitter accounts for RCW. Go to our website. Hit us up for real matches and shit, man. Everybody wants sim matches. There ain't no competitive people. I mean, it might be some that still got that competitive edge in them. You know what I mean? But
right.
To each their own. You know what I mean? If that's what you like, that's what you like. But if you want a sim match and you trying to put on like you trying to tell a story, you trying to have a main event type match, mid card, whatever type of match you're trying to have, you know what I mean? Get at me.
Yeah, or you guys can get, like you said, get at any of the RCW guys, and you can see Ron's Twitter, or RCW's Twitter down at right underneath his cause picture there. It's RCW_on_XBL, and likewise with the TPP guys. I mean, if you want to have a competitive match, I mean, they'll do it, but the sim stuff it's a lot funner because you don't have to worry about breaking the right trigger on your controller,
Exactly. Slamming that shit like reverse, yeah. Like, come on, man, it ain't even fun. We seen 50 reversals and 3 actual moves this whole match, and you got
yeah, exactly. That's the I don't want to. I'm not trying to dog on any of the competitive players, because everybody started and came from a competitive aspect or a starting point, but there's more to it than just being competitive. Because when you're simming with somebody, you got to get into a mindset like, man, I want to make this match look good. I don't want to, make it look like crap.
Even if you win or lose, you know what I'm saying, like squash or like putting somebody over. A lot of people get that mixed up too. You cannot have a 15-minute squash match.
Yeah.
A 15-minute match is somebody getting put over, or it's basically somebody getting put over, somebody getting buried. Buried is basically a squash match or it's just pushing somebody that's trying to be a face or something like that. It all depends. So I mean, a lot of people get that mixed up.
Oh yeah. I mean, and when somebody I define a squash match as I'll use Titan as an example. We feed him a lot of squash matches, a lot of them. Less than a 3-minute match, and it's basically just him just powering through the guy, just kind of fucking around until he gets a signature or else a finisher to finish it. That's
what I want for THC. You know what I'm saying? My big African monster. You know what I'm saying? Kishwa. You know what I mean? I want to see this dude just squash people. He ain't supposed to go out there and have no 10, 15-minute match. If he does, it's supposed to be at a pay-per-view against somebody equal size or a heavyweight, not no light heavyweight. But if it is a light heavyweight, then that light heavyweight I'm going against needs to know how to play that role. Not
exactly
the whole match like that looks ugly. Like you're cheating the game now. You know damn well if I chase you with the heavyweight in the game, it's not going to look right. You know what I'm saying? The story ain't going to go right. So you got to you have to work with the person. You're not working against them for the win. You're working with them to make it look good in the end. The only way you determine the winner is like whoever got the best following. Like if you're trying to duplicate what you see on TV to the fullest extent.
Exactly, and it comes down to, always trying to one-up each other, even in the sim stuff, because you want to try to top, and Nick said this in his The Art of Wrestling video, but you want to top what your opponent did, for their finish. And if you can't top it, then you got to lose. That's just the way it is. If you can't top it, you're going to have to lose. Unless you have, a lot of scripted stuff. I mean, most people know that a lot of the TPP stuff is scripted. I've never been one to deny that. We script a lot of the stuff we do. Very, very few things don't get scripted. So, that is what it is, but it works out. And like I said, I mean, I think even with how basic my video editing is and stuff like that, I think that the matches, flow really well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what leagues come out in 2K14.
That's going to be a whole new level because it's almost a brand new game that they're giving us to work with. It's kind of like WWE 13, but with the whole type of the universe mode and creating your character and the rumors of going through like an NXT developmental to legendary mode, and you know what I'm saying, through all these different ranks in your career. It's like, what will that do for your character online? Are you just going to keep your same storyline going from your league, or are you going to kind of switch it up? Like, that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe we'll get like this really nice tidbit information from 2K, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to integrate this really cool online league feature, and it'll let you keep stat tracks of
titles.
That would be sweet.
Like that. At least let us have titles online.
Exactly. Let us do
Tekken. What good is a league on Tekken? A group of guys on Tekken? I don't get it. Why you want to have a clan on Tekken? That's not fun. We're trying to run a company like a company. I mean, maybe it is fun. I just don't get it. But yeah, that's something they should definitely do. They do it for Madden Ultimate Team. So why can't you do it with wrestling? Like, you got your company of your people that you play online. You got your titles. You got, all of this stuff that's just set up for online play or online universe mode. See,
Well, exactly.
that's what
And I
my
mean, we
tagline was. When we first came up with RCW. It was supposed to be an online universe mode, like us playing against each other as if we were playing universe mode.
and see
That's the
that's the
way
thing.
we
Like we have all the ingredients in place. I mean, we have paint tools. Most people that run leagues, they have a paint tool of their league name. I mean, they could set it up just like Universe Offline is. Like you can choose the name of your show,
Yep.
and then you can put your paint tool logo in there. And like if people were interested in joining leagues, then they would know what leagues are looking for new talent. Like maybe you could post a bulletin or something, or say, oh, accepting applicants, or something like that. And then if you're not accepting, be like, not currently looking for new talent.
Or you don't even have to do it like that. You can go just like the way we're doing it now, like YouTube, Twitter, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's how we found out about each other is on YouTube and Twitter and people you play with. Because you don't even run into leagues on player matches no more because they're always in private sessions. So the
Well,
only way you can,
exactly. That's the thing. Like, I very seldomly, the only time I ever go into like a player match, and I normally don't ref or fight player matches. I will ref player matches, and the reason why I don't play player matches is because like that X Perfect X and that This Is Flex one. When I had that match, I was like, seriously, this is like the first player match I played in like 3 months, and this is what I get treated like. I was like, that's great. And then the person sits there and sends me messages. I'm one of the fairest people in the community. I was like,
get out of here. Like,
exactly.
how are you one of the first people because you didn't use a hack move, but you used the game's bugs and failures to like get the win? Like, there's no skill in reversing in WWE 13. The skill comes in timing your reversal to where it makes sense. That's the skill.
Exactly.
Like, cause I have a 5-year-old son. I let this fool play a match on Legend in Universe mode, and he can reverse. You know what I'm saying? He can reverse with the best of them. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I'm the best because I can reverse anything. Anybody can reverse anything in this game if you got your technical up high enough and you're at the perfect weight class. Yeah, you're gonna reverse everything. Just like if you're a super heavyweight and you get in a tie up, you're gonna win that every single time.
Oh yeah.
In the early match, late match, no matter what, if you get in a tie up, you got a super heavyweight against a cruiserweight or a small heavyweight. The super heavyweight's gonna win every time. So people use those type of exploits for wins and call that fair. Like, just like I know that's cheating. So that ain't.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not saying that they're, like I said before, I'm not saying they're entirely wrong, but you're right. I mean, it's an exploit, and people abuse the hell out of that exploit. Everybody wants to get that little bit of an advantage, but when you play the simulation style, like, you could have all your stats at 1. You could still technically win the match.
Yeah, I've seen
it's all about performing
before.
Yeah, Christopher Billings undefeated in simulation matches, by the way. Greatest commentator to ever live, and he's undefeated in matches because he knows every wrestling move in the world. But I suppose it's been about an hour, so I suppose we should probably say our goodbyes to everybody, and I want to thank you for being on here with me tonight, Ron.
Hey man, thank you for having me up here, bro. Like, it might sound kind of corny, you know what I'm saying, about a video game and everything, but like, I kind of take this shit a little serious. So it means a lot to have me up here and shit and talk about the video game and how we play and all of that. It means a lot. So thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, like I said, I mean, I want to thank you for coming on here, and I want to thank our moderators in the chat, so that if anybody did come on here trying to start anything, they got shut down really quick. Although tonight it was very quiet for the most part. So, all right. So I'm going to end the Skype call with you, Ron, and then again, thanks for coming. And hopefully, if you want to be on next week or whatever, we can hammer something out for next week too, maybe.
Yeah, bro, we work something out, man. I'll be a little bit more prepared. It's my first time at this too, and it was fun. So yeah, I want to do this a lot more often.
All right, and then so for those of you that are still on the stream, I'm just going to let the rest of this match play out. The final 5 minutes of Triple H versus The Rock in the SummerSlam, I think 1998 arena, the 60-minute Iron Man, and it's coming to an end here. And I don't even know what the scores is. I don't even know who's winning. I have no idea how to even check. But yeah, guys. So thanks for joining us tonight and all that good jazz. And as you see, the game right now kicking the Rock's ass.
I'm gonna try to get me a little bit of play in right now, talking about all this playing, man. I'm gonna turn back on my Xbox and see what's good.
All right, Ron. So I'm gonna jump out the Skype call with you, bud.
All right, bro. I'll catch you later.
But yeah, guys. So again, thank you for joining me this evening on the course. Ron was, my special guest, and I hope Ron comes on again sometime soon. Hopefully next week or whenever he wants to. And I see Legend sending me some party invite, trying to get my attention. I see my notifications. Like I said, I'm going to let the stream see the last few minutes of this match. So I'm just going to talk for the next 3 minutes. Well, we'll say 4 minutes because it's like 15 seconds for their win taunt or whatever. But anyways, so thank you again. And for those of you that are looking for, if you're a league owner or a Fed owner and you're looking for a little bit of positive reinforcement for your league or Fed, you can always contact the one DH on Twitter. I tend to give some pretty good positive reinforcement to starting out leagues and Feds. It's all about persistence. It's very easy to get overwhelmed and to get down on yourself, but it takes a true warrior to keep going when the chips are down, when things start getting a little tough. And that's the trick, guys. If you keep pushing and you keep trying to make something happen, make it work, then good things will happen for you. It's just the way that everything works in life. If you work hard enough, then good does happen, and that's just the way it is. No matter what anybody tells you, if somebody says, "Well, can't you buy love?" I mean, yeah, sure, you could buy love from a hooker for like 60 minutes. I said that on Twitter too, because it came up on my Ask FM if you can buy love. But yeah, you can buy love from a hooker, and you can buy success, but the success will not last. If you work for the success, then it will last, and it'll carry on, and then it'll come down to who you work with and how you work with those people that you're working with. And fortunately for myself, I work with a group of people that I enjoy working with, and then Ron, he works with people that he enjoys working with, and I actually enjoy working with the RCW guys as well. And so to any of you competitive players that are looking to branch out from the competitive style of play, and maybe you just want to become a simulation player. Okay, the score is 8-6, Triple H in the lead, 1:42 left. Anyways, so for you competitive players that maybe want to branch out into the simulation style of gameplay, Ron would be more than happy to, maybe take you under his wing. I would be more than happy to help you out. I try not to have any personal qualms. The only thing is, if you're going to approach us, don't come to us and just try hard the crap out of us. That's not nice. And so from myself, from Ron, from everybody that, the moderators on the chat, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. As you see, the match is dwindling down here, and I can't really set the in-game audio because I turned it all the way down. Otherwise, you guys are just going to hear silence. Actually, I got something I could probably play for you guys. So, actually, let's just see what The Rock does here. What's The Rock going to do? Beautiful belly to back here. You're going to get some live commentary as Die Hard, not Christopher Billings here. And The Rock with the infamous Rock Spinebuster going for the cover, not the People's Elbow 1. And only a 1 count on the game, Triple H, with 30 seconds remaining in this Iron Man matchup. What does the Brahma Bull got to do? He's got to get 2 pins in less than 30 seconds. And he just did the move thief thing. He just stole Triple H's taunt. And is he going to do the pedigree? Oh, he is. He's going to pedigree Triple H. And he doesn't got enough time because he's messing around because the Brahma Bull messed around. You better pin him, Rocky. Pin him. Oh, my God. The Rock is such a dumbass. If this was for the WWF title, Triple H would have won 1, 2, 7-8. The game has won the Iron Man match. So, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who was here, everybody who listens on YouTube later, or even on Twitch later, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to myself and Ron talk. And, I'll see you guys, next time, on the next podcast next week, probably at 8 o'clock again. And these podcasts are usually about an hour long. So, if you got ideas for topics, you should send it to me on Twitter. I'd love to hear it. And, if it's a good enough subject, then I'll talk about it. And, again, I'm Diehard. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I'll see you guys, on Frontline tomorrow night, the TPP Frontline stream at 8 o'clock. Go figure. And you'll get to see Christopher Billings and see the game celebrating. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Diehard. See ya.